going on, man?
What's poppin'?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm chilling. So what are you doing here?
Um, Asked me to come on do for an interview.
Perfect,
So,
perfect. All right. So who are you?
um, I go. My name is Austin Welk. I do music, so my stage name is 3rdEyeMonster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's uh let's wake up a little bit. Yo, sir, it's your boy Best Worst X, baby, and we are here today with the Third Eye Monster.
What's going on, everybody?
So basically, I know you got a podcast going on for yourself. You got a whole brand.
Yeah.
And you're into music. So we're gonna kind of start off in the music area, and we're gonna venture off from there. So let's start off very at the start. When did you like first discover music, and like when did it catch your eye?
So when I was a kid, basically, my grandfather was in the choir at the church I used to go to, and he would sing and just kind of like they would hold like pageants and stuff like that for like Christmas and all this. Um, I was kind of, I wouldn't say forced, but like they always kind of urged me like, hey, like go be in part of the pageant or whatever, and I was just like, I don't really want to.
Okay.
I was like, like I said, like I was always kind of a shy kid, so
Mhm.
like I didn't really like being in front of people and just like I didn't like to be the center of attention. I just kind of like to be pulled back and just kind of do my own thing and just be in the shadows.
Okay.
Like doing music, I never really thought about doing it as a kid. It was just kind of something that as I got older, like when I got into high school, I would start writing these like just kind of like freestyle raps or whatever. Like I'm not the biggest freestyle person, as we know from earlier today, but
Mhm.
like just kind of like writing things like no beat or anything, just writing raps. I would go in the gym class and just kind of like spit to my friends and stuff that I hung out with in gym. Um, that kind of started a little bit there where I wanted to kind of get into music, but I never really knew how to move forward
Mhm.
into getting into it, basically.
Okay. Let's like, kind of like navigate over to like growing up. What was that like for you?
Um, Growing up, it was, it was an interesting childhood. Like my parents, what grade was that? I think it was like around sixth grade, maybe. My mom and my dad split up. Um, so then me and my mom, I was living with my mom mainly, but it was like my childhood. I would say it was kind of like I don't know. I don't really know how to explain my childhood. A lot of it I forget, to be honest. Like I don't know if that's like a coping mechanism, like from uh, like trauma or what.
Yeah.
I can see bits and pieces of my childhood,
Right.
so it's like most of it's just like a big blur now as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to even just look back and say like what my childhood was like. Like I can remember after my parents split up, I can remember that part, but as a child when they were together, I can't really put that all together anymore. Like
That's
yeah,
that's that's wild. I mean, yeah. I think my parents separated around the same time,
yeah,
so it's a weird thing to go through, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But let's get on to some lighter things then.
Okay, yeah. Are you good? You good?
Let's get back into like who kind of influenced you to do music. Let's talk about like people you know first.
Okay. So obviously, my grandpa was in the choir. I kind of was an inspiration. As I got older.
Mhm.
Then I don't know if you know Terry and Mac.
Nah.
No. Okay. He's from like down in like Mannheim, Lancaster area.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah. Shout out Terry and Mac. He's kind of like he kind of after my our one friend died. He started doing music, and I was just kind of like really starting to like follow him and not follow him, but as in like do what he's doing more as like just kind of like supporting him and just let him build his dream out. And then like as I, I didn't really get into music at that time when he was,
Mm-hmm.
but like it was just kind of like him. And then as I've gotten older, like through the years, I just started coming across all these people that they do music and just like producing and all that, and it's like, you know what? Let me like, I think I could possibly do something with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I had my family, like the singing, like the singing voice itself kind of runs in my family.
Right.
And like I said, I've never done anything with it, like other than the little pageants back years ago when I was young. So it was like I never like moved forward and like I could possibly do something with my voice, So I
Yeah.
always like wanted to see what I could do with it, and like last year was when I just started writing and learning how to write to a beat and everything. Like I taught myself all that. Like I never nobody like I asked my one buddy to can you kind of like show me the ropes, like how do you write to a beat and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Yeah.
he never like he didn't even bother, like I just went and did it myself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've been through that. I've definitely been through that. That's kind of another reason why I got started on a lot of the things that I'm doing.
right.
Um, that's crazy, dude. Yeah. So for writing for me is something that I've always trying to found kind of hard,
Okay.
and like just writing to a beat and then trying to read that beat back to me
Mhm.
was not happening.
Okay.
So I mean, it's starting to get easier now that I'm starting to adapt to flows and stuff. But
Right. Right.
um, it's crazy. It's just crazy how
I
the
mean,
progress is.
everybody picks up on things differently. Like
Yeah.
everybody's mind works differently when it comes to stuff like that. Like when I try and freestyle, like my mind basically just freezes up, and that's
Mhm.
when I stick to like certain words, one word at a time.
Mhm.
And when I'm writing, like I freestyle when I'm writing,
Okay.
but when I'm able to write it down and then continually go back to it,
Mhm.
that's when I can build off of it more. Kind of
Yeah.
have I don't even know how to word it. Just I can read it I can basically read it to the beat, go with the flow of the beat,
Yeah.
and I can build off of it to where I can just continuously put bar after bar after bar. Whereas, like I said, I freeze up on doing just straight freestyle. My
Yeah.
mind just freezes up, and I just lose track of like I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
It's crazy how different people can really do things. Some people can then really just like freestyle a whole song,
Mm-hmm.
and then like they'll go, all right, this part needs work, this part needs work, and they'll just fix those two parts, and then they'll have a perfect song.
Right.
And then there's other people that write for a month straight, and it's just for one song. And then there's people. How long does it take you?
Um, just depends on the song really, and like the type of beat. Like if I get really in my zone,
Mm-hmm.
I can like I almost have a whole song done that I was doing earlier today before I
Okay.
came here. I almost have the whole thing done.
How
And
often do you make music or write music?
just pretty much whenever it hits me, the inspiration, like I just depending on my mood or my, what kind of ideas I have playing around my head,
Mm-hmm.
like at that time of the day or, time of the night, whatever hits me, that's just kind of when I start to write. It's not like a pattern of like, oh, today I'm gonna write. Like if I force myself to do it, it's almost like I like lock up and I can't get anything working.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like if I let it come naturally, like I definitely feel like I'm writing today. Like
Okay.
that's when it starts to just kind of flow with my mind and let everything comes out.
Some people, they can literally just do it on command, and I feel like I have to be controlled by emotions when it comes to that.
Right.
So I see where you're coming from.
That's kind of what I was going for. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's continue. All right. So we talked a little bit about your influences. Now let's talk about some of your main influences. Like, who are you listening to that actually probably molded you into listening to like making music?
Okay. Obviously, Terry Mack. We have uh, my one buddy, Double, at the Roadrunners. Double and Jason. They're all local rappers.
Okay.
They're kind of people that I've come into like in the past couple years that kind of inspired me to just even do music.
Oh.
I got who else? I got Lolo, and LB, and then you have your major rappers that kind of inspire me. You have Mac Miller, uh, Nipsey Hussle, Juice World, um, Machine Gun Kelly. Just like those are just some of the rappers that I kind of gravitate towards.
You got one more?
Um, let's say Lil Baby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
little baby's really up there right now, man. He
Yeah.
is killing it. Um, that's a good list though.
Yeah.
That's a dope list. I
Now,
was
if you want to talk about if you want old school rappers, it would be probably Tupac.
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my another from the old school
All
rap. That's
right,
kind of my.
that's dope. Any KRS One in there?
I only know one song by them.
Yeah. I was just checking because you're on the more woke side about
Right,
things.
right, right, right.
Let's talk about that now. Like where'd you come up with weird and woke?
So let me pull it back. So originally, I started a brand called Weirdo with a Beardo, which was kind of represented as myself. I'm weird and I have a beard. That was
Mhm.
kind of like the main idea, but it was too of a let's say broad, I guess broad of a subject, like to be able to reach other people. Like girls don't want to wear weirdo with a beardo. They don't have beards.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like I want to reach a more diverse audience. So I was talking to my buddy Double, and we're just kind of playing with words and just kind of like talking and stuff. And like I said, originally it was weirdo with a beardo, and then I forget. I think I posted. It's actually I posted something on social media. I think it was on my Weirdo with a Beardo Instagram page,
Yeah.
and it was my one buddy from high school. He put in the as a hashtag or whatever. I was like uh weird but woke or something like that.
Yeah.
So I just put that together and I was like, I kind of like that. I was like, let me see what I can play around with it, and then weird and woke is just kind of what it came together.
Was it originally merch and then you turned it into a brand? Or
So Weirdo with a Beardo was originally just kind of merch. Like it was gonna be a brand. Like it's still a brand
Mhm.
per se. It's just I'm focusing more on the weird and woke broad brand itself.
Yeah.
I wanted to. It's not so much as it's just merch. It's more of kind of like a movement itself. Basically, is what I'm trying to build it to be.
Okay. You wanted to kind of describe that a little bit?
So weird and woke. The way so nowadays, the whole woke movement in media is kind of portrayed as these rich white kids that like basically um, cry to their daddies if they don't get what they want and complain about everything.
Mhm.
Well, when it comes to weird and woke as a movement is basically weird as in, be yourself, be unique, kind of do your own thing. Like don't follow the masses that like everybody tells you like you basically everybody's a follower.
Mhm.
Basically, weird and woke is to create your mindset around being yourself and coming up with whatever you want to do in your life. Like we want to basically the whole thing behind weird and woke. So let me kind of backtrack. Weird, like I said, is being unique, be yourself, do your own thing. Woke is just kind of uh, seeing things differently than most people do, seeing everything from a different angle, different perspective, just kind of being open-minded to things, like say you would give me some kind of information and somebody else would give me some kind of information, you kind of take in the two and you kind of like take everything with a grain of salt and just kind of come not to a conclusion because at the end there's no conclusion.
Right.
Everything when you take all that information in, you still question it. that's kind of being what the whole woke thing movement is, weird and woke movement is being yourself, being unique, standing out from the crowd, and just kind of don't accept basically what you're told to be true, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like I
This is
said.
dope concept, man.
Yeah,
I vibe with it. I definitely vibe with it.
appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, it's a whole movement. Like basically, what I'm trying to build is so I don't know if you ever watched Fantasy Factory with Rob Dyrdek
I
on
watched a couple episodes.
MTV. Yeah.
Yeah.
His cousin Drama. He owns Young and Reckless Clothing. He was always kind of like when he started Young and Reckless. That was kind of like my favorite clothing brand. Like that's all I would ever buy, and his like that was kind of like the inspiration to even just start a clothing brand itself. So what I want to build basically is just a company that people love to come to, like actually come to, and are able not just have a job but also be able to do something that they enjoy every day, just be able to even build their own dreams. So like the idea behind it is one, yeah, it's building my dream, but at the same time I want to be able to give back to the people that have helped me as well to build something that they want to do in their lifetime.
Okay.
So like I have my buddy, he's my co-host actually on
Okay.
the podcast. Sorry, I need a drink.
Yeah, it's all good. Actually, I need to get a drink too. But yeah, let's talk about how you got your freaking podcast, man. Like, when did you
Okay.
start that?
So, again, so basically, I've always kind of like at my old job. I met my co-host at my old job. Um, we used to work in a warehouse, so we would always be walking around like picking orders and stuff for um customers, and we're always just kind of like talking with each other and just like you know having these different theories and thoughts and all this about like whether it's conspiracies or just like things that people don't really talk about nowadays, or like they're too scared to talk about. um it was like, you know what, we should just start a podcast, like put it, make it part of the clothing brand itself, but have it. I mean, it all relates together. The podcast, the clothing brand, the whole movement is all one huge thing basically. So like I said, just the podcast is like something of interesting that I enjoy doing. Just
Okay.
talking with, like, I don't like to talk with people. I've usually been pretty shy. I've
Mhm.
obviously kind of branched out a little bit more when I started the whole clothing brand and all that. So it's like it's another way to just kind of network and just kind of uh, get to know more people and build something special.
So I listened to a couple of your episodes, and I mean, you guys had kind of like a rocky start in the beginning,
Right, right.
but I mean, even in that first episode, like 20 minutes in, you're already kind of like invested, and you
Hmm.
just want to like listen a little bit more. And that's kind of what I vibed with like your podcast. Do you have anything planned for the future with it?
Yeah, so we actually have, so since the whole pandemic thing, we kind of slowed down on our episodes just because like trying to get together, and like we both got a new job. He also works at Amazon.
Word.
So we kind of had to work on getting a schedule set up when we can meet up and everything. And we've been doing it like online now. Basically, he's at his house and I'm at my house because of the whole pandemic. Basically, uh, we're trying to get basically a whole backlog of episodes recorded. That way, we can just kind of put episodes out. We don't have to constantly, record,
Yeah.
edit, push it out right away. And then we can kind of have a set schedule when they can come out. Then that way, it's not just like willy nilly when they come out. Just
Right.
random times. So right now we have two new episodes recorded. Um, probably gonna work on a third one here soon. Trying to get a buddy of mine from out in Washington State, trying to get him to come on and see. Yeah.
Word.
So basically, obviously do it over online, but just kind of he has some interesting things, and he's kind of like, he's good at when it comes to like talking and like his ideas and thoughts on things. So thought it would be a good idea to bring him on.
I'm gonna be checking that out. I will be checking it out. If you don't check it out, that's on you, bro. Like, I don't care. But let's continue to talk about, like, that's dope. You're doing it straight online. There's like,
Yeah, we're just recording it and then just saving the files and editing it. That way, we like if we can't meet up that day, but we can still have time to record something. It's
So with COVID, like, how'd that kind of treat you?
Me personally, I've just kind of like my kind of conspiracy side, but like I just kind of live my life and like don't live in fear. Like just continue to live your life. Like I'll go into like the grocery store without a mask. Like people look at me that I don't care anymore. Like it is I'm not gonna live my life in fear of like getting sick.
Yeah.
Like if you live your life in fear of getting sick or pretty much anything, then you're just gonna be held back from possibilities. Like like just use the clothing brand as an example. If I would have never broke out of being shy or just not networking with people, I wouldn't be anywhere close to what I'm doing now. Like I wouldn't be here right now in the like in this interview if I never like got out of the fear of like meeting new people basically. Right. So the whole pandemic thing is like to me is more of a fear-based thing.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, like like when it comes to the mass media, they basically caused people to be fearful of just even going out of their house. Like, oh, you got to wear a mask as soon as you step out of your house. Like,
can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah,
bro. When the pandemic, the pandemic first started, and I had to deliver some packages to some people.
Right.
I ran into 2 occasions where I just looked at these people like they were complete like weirdos. I understand they're scared, but when you answer your own door in a hazmat suit to get a Amazon package and you scare the shit out of me, bro, I gotta talk about this. Like,
they had a hazmat suit.
They had a hazmat suit. This was a week after the coronavirus happened. They were literally answered the door in a hazmat suit, scared the shit out of me because I was, why are you wearing this? Like, just to go outside. And I'm like, all right, cool. Another occasion. We know when you guys are getting Kleenex, like wipes, because they're in a little oval thing and they come in a bag. Yeah. So I'm watching this lady open up the Kleenex pack, wipe down the rest of the pack, wipe down her hands, and then take the whole package inside because she was afraid to take the package inside.
What?
So, I mean, those are just 2 occasions where, I mean, like, dude, why are you, like, it's just crazy.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I can understand why people are scared, but at the same time, it was so hyped up by the media, like, oh my God, basically be afraid. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to get sick, you're going to die. That's basically what they were portraying. That's what they were pushing out. It's like, to me, when I look at that, I see that as a fear tactic, and that's how you gain control of a society, basically. I always relate back to like Nazi Germany and stuff to kind of just show like an example of like fear and like control and like a dictatorship or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
When you put fear into people's minds and that's all they hear continuously, they're going to want to trust you more than they trust themselves, because the media that's telling you to fear this, fear that, they seem to know what you're supposed to fear. Mm-hmm. But are you really supposed to fear that when it possibly might not even be something to be afraid of? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how you gain control of a mass of society itself. That's how Hitler. He was saying, oh, told him all this good things and he can do, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Like, look what happened with him.
Mhm.
He controlled almost entire Germany. He controlled Germany, and
Yeah.
then took over other countries. Obviously, we're not doing that at the moment, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it is pretty crazy to think about, and I don't want to get too deep
no,
into
no,
it
you're good.
because I
Yeah,
kind of want to, you know,
I don't want to scare people away
hop
from your
over on your side of the things. Yeah, because
right.
did kind of talk about that. So be prepared for that episode, maybe.
Yes.
But dude, I kind of want to open up this shirt and see what this is all about. To be honest with you,
Yeah, go for it.
so
Like I said, I had another shirt that I brought you, but I don't have any in your size right now.
boom, this
With
is
me.
weird and what? It comes in a bag like this.
Yeah.
When you order it, dude, I ordered the shoes and they're still not here.
Yeah. They'll be getting to you here sometime.
Oh wow, it's pretty dope. This is definitely a vibe. Check it out. Go check out Weird and Woke, my guys.
Weirdandwoke.com.
All right, but what place is so you got any kids or anything?
No, just me, myself, and I really.
All right, you're on the solo dolo.
Yeah, trying to find a lucky lady eventually, but right now I'm just kind of focusing on the company and just trying to build that up and see where it takes me.
And how long have you had the company?
So started it, I want to say around probably last year, so about a year now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only about a year old, so we're still learning and growing.
Okay.
With
So,
everything.
any future business owners, what would you recommend their first steps be?
Well, depending on how you want to go about, like, pretty much on any business, you want to have your plan, your business plan just laid out, like where you what your main goal is, and your end goal of what you want to achieve out of building said company.
Mm-hmm.
For me, just like I took my couple things that I enjoy, and that's what I wrapped around building the company. So you want, obviously, when it comes to building a company, you want it to be something that you enjoy, because
Right.
if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna put your all into it. You're just gonna do it all like half-assed, and then you'll see if you're not putting your full potential into the building the company, the results will show basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be how you pictured it.
Did you have any flops when you first started out?
um nah, I mean, I've kind of had hit and misses on certain things, but I wouldn't say flops or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just kind of been building up as I like meeting the right people and just kind of building a team, and just kind of people that to build what we're looking to build in the future is just, yeah.
So, are you looking for employees? Where are you at right now?
Right now, we're just trying to. I mean, I wouldn't call them employees. They're more like supporters.
Mm-hmm.
Like my one of my biggest ones is Basil, who is my co-host on the podcast.
Okay. Shout out to you, my man.
Yeah, shout out my buddy Basil. I think it's white _ Basil or something on Instagram.
Yeah. You will be tagged. Don't worry.
um, like I said, they're kind of just supporters. Like, I have my sponsored artist, Billboard G.
Okay.
I met him through having. So okay, let me go back.
We going
So
back.
I did kind of have a flop. So I had my clothing in, let's say, two kind of like up and coming stores. One was over in Millersville.
Okay.
That was my buddy Jason and double. They were their brand or their producing company is Roadrunners Entertainment. Free them. Right now they're locked up, but
GG.
yeah. So basically, let me see how did that go. So I met them through another buddy of mine, Steven Guzman. He has a clothing brand that he had, and through him I met the Roadrunners. So I had my clothing brand in their store over there, and then they got shut down because of like I guess making too much noise and everything. So that was kind of like a flop for the brand. Like that was kind of my way of getting it in front of people.
Okay.
And then they closed down, so I had to take all my merch out of there. And then another store in Lancaster City opened up. I think it was like Lavish Studios or something. I had my stuff in there, and it wasn't like because of the whole pandemic thing. It wasn't getting enough traffic into the store.
Right.
So I was putting money out to, even have it in the store, and I'm not gaining back anything from selling because it's not having the foot traffic.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a flop, just kind of like having it in the stores, but then it wasn't really doing anything. Like it kind of like
how is it being received right now?
like the brand itself,
Yeah.
or it's kind of like hit or miss, really. Like my mom, she was kind of always telling me like the word woke was kind of like scares people away because of like what I said earlier about the white kids and rebelling and all that crap.
Yeah.
But once you kind of find a certain audience and you kind of like present them with what it actually means to be weird and woke, it kind of is being portrayed as something like completely different than what you would actually think it was. So, like I said, weird and woke has its own meaning like behind it and what it stands for. So it's kind of just like people perceive things differently. So if it offends them, then it offends them. But I don't know how it would offend them. But in today's day and age, people get offended by the weirdest things. So it's like I just kind of ran with it. Another buddy of mine that I met through just doing clothing, I asked him like, hey, should I because I put an ad out for the merch or whatever just to kind of get traffic to the website.
Right.
I would get like laugh reacts and like just kind of make people making rude comments on the ads. The one dude commented like, I didn't really understand it. It was like, people don't know about struggle anymore. I don't really understand what that has to do with my clothing brand. The other one was like, the word woke. He's like, that's a huge turnoff. And then that's when he was the one that said about the whole like the white rebellion kids that get whatever they want, the stuck up kids. And I was like, I commented back and I was like, yeah, that has nothing to do with my brand. We don't relate with anything of that nature. Like that doesn't stand for my brand at all. Like I said, my brand stands for, being yourself, being unique, and just questioning things that usually are questionable that you would think
everybody would probably question, but
yeah.
I mean, everybody just kind of just shrugs their shoulders and says, "Oh, this is normal."
Yeah, exactly. So, that's just kind of my take. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that sucks. Like, honestly, you just one word is throwing people off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the same thing. I always get, yo, why do you have worst in your name? I mean, I'm giving you guys everything. I'm a fucking human at the end of the day.
Right.
So
nobody's perfect.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna get the best parts of me and the worst parts of me. And also, I mean, let's just say I'm creating a blueprint, and by the time I'm done and I'm already at the point of where I'm at,
right,
you guys can look at my blueprint and go, damn, that's how we do it, right there.
And that's kind of like like what I want, like to be able to. For the brand itself, like what I'm trying to build is just something that at the end of the day we can give back to those people that say nobody would give a chance to, you know.
Right.
Like, we want to eventually I would love to do, like, you know, classes, like have people come into the building, you know, have them like have somebody that I've met throughout my journey and have them teach the class to, like, you know, whether it's music, video, shooting, photography, like just being able to have them teach others that might not have that chance, or that people won't even give them the chance to be able to do something like that. Like whether they don't have the money or they don't have the knowledge of doing it, or, you know, I just want to, that's the main goal, is to build something to be able to give back.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I fuck with it at the highest degree that I can fuck with it. Man.
well, I appreciate that, man.
That's dope. But I got to say right now, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you.
And
thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. I don't even know how long this was, but I just feel like this is a good intro interview. I hope to have you on a couple months from now. See where you're at with your brand, see where you're at with your music. Definitely. And maybe even have Basil over here.
Yeah, definitely. Love to see what we can do.
But all right, man.
Thank you.
Let's
thanks for having me on.
Let's finish this year strong. 2021.
Let's get it, guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was good.
I'm trying to do like the whole Nardwuar thing. I just like sitting here for a little. You guys are still watching.
I like it.
There might be something after this.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Check out my website.
Yeah, you probably should. My website might be up by then. I've been bullshitting. Everything that I try to release, bro. I mean, if you really think about that, like everything I try to release, it ends up getting posted the day after or a week after. It's like, damn.
Right.
I'm trying to play catch up.
I've been doing some stuff like that too.
And it's like, damn.
Happens.
There's the struggles of being just a creator.
Especially if you're like doing a lot of it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I got teammates, but my teammates aren't doing the same thing I'm doing, so it's like, it's all part of a bigger plan.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
So you play video games?
Yeah, I haven't as much, you know, since I've started doing everything. Just kind of been playing here and there. My boy Basil is more of a gamer.
Anime?
Not myself. That's more Basil.
Yeah. Play any instruments?
Used to play the drums, back in elementary school, but not anymore.
I think I played a little bit of the guitar. It was like a simple 1 month class on that. And then there was recorder, violin. The violin I went hard. Fucking pepperoni.
Violin. Okay.
Oh yeah, bro. George Washington school. Everybody had to fucking learn how to fucking play pepperoni pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. Okay.
But or was that King School? I don't remember. I went to Washington and then King. Okay. All right. What, bro? You still fucking watching this? You're a fucking weirdo. All right.
We ended this shit.
Yeah. All right. We're out.
Nah, I like that though.
Yeah, how'd you like that, man? I'm trying to actually create something. I know it says I'm charging for this and I'm charging for that, but I'm really just, if I offer this experience to everybody, motherfucker, I'm trying to just.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you.
It's not
you gotta build that repertoire between and just kind of get that following and build off of that.
It's your boy, Best Worst X, and we're actually here today with
3rdEyeMonster.
Oh yeah, the 3rdEyeMonster. We got some review previews to get through, so let's get to it. All right, we're gonna get started with English-ish. Hey, whoa! I fuck up names. Extra-ish.
Please don't do it.
Shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. Y'all know the vibes, we killing this beat, creating a wave, flooding the street. I'm in my zone, she giving me dome from outer space, so I'm phoning it home. Road so cold, who can you trust? This isn't love, nothing but lust. Third eye open, that is a must. Mind so closed, turned it to dust. Everything I say, I know, I'm working, I know for sure. There ain't no other way to roll. Had to hit it with another flow. I'm the go, get that bag, buy a boat. Like Bill, we all gon' float. Dopest shit I ever wrote. Monster, Third eye? All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh. All that shit you talk, yeah, you stay talking extra, bruh.
I'm going nutty, shit, I'm in my Dougie, man, she wanna fuck me. All of my bitches all pretty and busty. My life is crazy, I swear that I'm lucky. Go split some bread and put some in the tucky. Dispensary, we be way too musty. I be getting fried in Kentucky. You ain't wanna mind, don't touch me. Kill shit, laugh about it after like Chucky. Outfit is clean, but the cup is too muddy. Let me.
I want to stop right here.
That's fine.
Who is this?
Lola.
Lolo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Boy.
There's another guy in this song too?
Yeah, LB.
LB. I'm sorry, LB, we did not get to you. Alright, it's your boy, Best Worst X, and we're here today with the best What's your
3rd Eye Monster.
the 3rd Eye Monster. And here we go again with another teaser preview.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Look me in my eyes, told me that I killed a dream. Girl, I ain't wanna lie. Speaking on that, I don't even know what you mean. I'ma live it till I die. I'm a broken motherfucker, yeah, I don't even cry. I'ma make it one day, monster in this bitch. And you know I got my 3rd eye. I'm a open-minded motherfucker, and I let my words fly. Left the earth cause I ain't no guy. Broke out my bubble, now I ain't shy.
She said I crushed her dreams. Said I don't know what that means. You say some crazy shit when you were getting lit.
Spazzing and I don't care, from the land of nowhere. Misfit, a weirdo with a beardo. I'm a wizard, I'm a dime. Wanna imitate me one?
You know who it is? You know what this is? It's fucking Agent Orange. It's the Agent Orange hoodie. Weird and Woke. Go buy it right now. WeirdandWoke.com.